everyone, this video is going to be pretty short for this form focus video, but I just don't really have that much to talk about because it's a pretty simple and straightforward thing. So in the vlog that you'll be seeing later this week as I edit it, hopefully Thursday is what I'm thinking, probably in the morning when I'll post that one. But in that video I used a belt for squats because my back was quite sore and I wanted to do some squats, and when I put it on it was extremely uncomfortable, and when I was squatting it was extremely uncomfortable, especially when I was at the bottom of the squat. It was just pinching my organs in all the wrong ways. And it made me realize that I kind of need to use the belt a little bit more, if for nothing else, to just get the feeling of the belt being on my body as I'm doing heavy weights, so I don't have to have a steep learning curve as I get back into it more. So the way that I want to use it, I just don't want to pick an arbitrary day and just throw it on and just say that's the day I wear belts. And I want to be a little bit more intelligent about it and use it as kind of like the same way I use lifting straps, as sort of a training implement to allow me to get more volume. And so this will just be an example, and I believe it's how I have Monday planned, but it would be kind of just a random example of how I may use the belt. But so tomorrow I have front squats planned and deficit deadlifts as well as other things, and I want to wear the belt for the deadlifts, not wear the belt for the front squats, and then later in the week I would not wear a belt for some deadlifts and wear a belt for some squats with it. And I think doing that sort of thing, kind of mixing and matching where I wear a belt, will allow me to get practice with it first and foremost, but allow me to kind of get the most out of it in terms of the benefits that a belt can give you with it, which isn't a ton. It'll just be more of just helping to support my back a little bit and to make a squat session that doesn't sound very fun to do a little bit easier to do slightly. I mean, it's not as if it's like lifting straps in terms of my grip where I can do lots and lots of more reps, but it does make squatting a little bit easier, and it takes a little tiny bit off my back. And I think it's less of the belt doing that and more of the fact that I'm just getting more pressure because I'm pushing against the belt that allows me to support my back just a little bit more with that. And then as far as belt, when I bench, I'm just going to do it randomly at times because I do plan to wear a belt for all three lifts in competition with that. There's no reason for me. I don't get a huge benefit out of bench pressing with a belt, and I also don't have a huge detriment, so if anything, it's going to help. And if it doesn't help in the bench press, it'll help support my back a little bit for when I go and do deadlifts later that day, so it's definitely not going to hurt to have it on for those lifts with that. So bench, I'm not really worried about it per se, and same with, I wouldn't wear it for my Olympic lifting anyway, but even like my overhead pressing or push pressing, I'm not going to worry about trying to get a belt on for that, because I'm never going to have to worry about overhead pressing in a competition maximally or something like that. So that's really about it that I have to talk about as far as this goes. I just wanted to talk a little bit about how I plan to use the belt. Other thing I do want to mention as far as form focus goes, it doesn't relate to the belt, but it relates to my grip. So I don't know if any of you remember me talking about at the end of my last 3 weeks when I did the 565 deadlift, how it was kind of iffy in my hands, which is kind of weird since the hook grip is always good for me. I think part of it could be the bar and part of it is my grip. And what I want to do more with that is just really heavy holds with a hook grip, which will allow me to kind of just get used to just having a really heavy weight in my hands. Because I think one of the reasons why it was kind of a struggle as far as my grip goes was the fact that I didn't go above 500 until I went to that 565 because I was doing deficits, and when I do deficits, generally I can't. I'm not working above 500 with that since it's a submax, or it's a weight that makes me use submaximal weights with that. So it's something I want to implement more to kind of train my hook grip in that kind of extreme sense, because essentially all my hook grip training was the couple of reps I was doing with the deadlifts as well as all the weightlifting stuff, so I generally will just use a hook grip for all of that, since one of the benefits for all you aspiring weightlifters out there is that if you use a hook grip for your deadlift stuff and you deadlift pretty heavy and just relatively heavy, like heavier than you would with weightlifting stuff, you essentially can use a hook grip for all the weightlifting stuff without having to worry about getting weightlifting straps or using them too much with it, because your hook grip will just laugh at whatever measly weights that you're trying to throw around and not even break a sweat figuratively or literally. I guess your hands can kind of sweat. But anywho, so I guess you kind of got two topics in this form focus video. Look for my vlog video, will be up Thursday morning, tentatively, unless I mess up the unless my life gets busy, I should say. But I'll also be on Thursday night, hopefully. I have it planned for 10. If that doesn't work, I'll probably move it later that night. But I have to pick up Jake from the airport, and then we're going to go to the hotel and check in. So assuming that there's no issues with this flight, that we're able to get here and then get to the hotel and all of that fine, and assuming that the internet there works fine, we should be able to live stream. That's the big if is if their internet's really crappy, the live stream may not work that well, but we'll just be on my computer, so it shouldn't be an issue with connecting with different people talking on there. But we'll essentially just have the video talking about what we plan to do for the Arnold, and kind of get an insight of what Jake's looking to do, since I go off him for the different things that he wants to do, and I just have a couple things that I like to see, like the strongman stuff, and then other than that I just kind of go with the flow with it, because it's very overwhelming. There's so many people there. It's hard to there's just too many people, frankly, with it. But it's still a really fun place to go and place to be, because you have a lot of people passionate about fitness and whatnot, and you see a lot of famous people. But anywho, so I really got off track there. So I guess you kind of got three topics: a bonus rambling one, a little bit, and a little preview of my week of uploads. But if you made it this far, I appreciate you making it through on my random ramblings, and you're the real MVP. But if you have any thoughts or comments, leave those bad boys down below. And as always, thanks for watching, and have a wonderful day.